Hello, my name's Julie Hawker. I'm the Chief Executive here at Cosmic, and Cosmic is a social enterprise based in Honiton in East Devon. We deliver a range of services. IT is at the heart of all of our services, so we do websites, we do training, technical support and consultancy. And our work is focused on being great at our commercial delivery and working with a whole range of clients, but at the same time we're involved in a number of projects that aim to reduce digital exclusion. And for us that means working with individuals and organisations who, for whatever reason, are disadvantaged in their use of digital technologies. So that might be someone living at home in a very remote rural area who has a low income and has real barriers to accessing a good PC or laptop, some decent broadband speed, and of course the skills that they need to make the most of those pieces of equipment. So it almost certainly involves also working with organisations, charities and other social enterprises, of course, to help them make the most of digital technology, to improve the way they work, but also to improve the levels of social impact they can achieve through digital technology. We've been doing that work for over 16 years now, and we've also been working alongside the development of the social enterprise mark since its inception way back now, and we're one of the very first holders of the social enterprise mark when it was launched in its pilot stage here in the southwest. And I've long been an advocate of the need for a very clear sense of what social enterprise truly is, and also to make sure that we use the social enterprise mark effectively as part of our overall marketing plans here. That's been a real boost to how we view ourselves as a social enterprise. So I'd say since we started branding Cosmic with the social enterprise mark, we've become a lot more confident in sharing the messages and key communication pieces around what it means to work in the way we do, to be able to extend a real sense of pride about being a social enterprise, and also of course to use the mark to invite key clients and other audiences to ask questions about the way we do business. I believe the mark has been a real asset to our business over that period of time, both in the sense of everyday customers of ours spotting the mark for the first time and saying, "Hey Julie, what's that all about? Explain to us a bit more about why that's different than normal business," right through to some major audiences at big presentations I've been invited to give, where I always have the mark on show in our slides, and where I've been able to take questions from the audience about what the mark has meant for us and why it's such an important part of our marketing plan. So my personal motivation about getting involved as a social enterprise mark ambassador is born out of all of those things, but also in the past I was appointed as a social enterprise ambassador by the Cabinet Office, and I really enjoyed the opportunities that extended beyond my normal working life, to present to different audiences and also to work with other ambassadors, sharing our stories, offering peer support to each other, sharing the sorts of questions that we get challenged with, and really building a sense of a community of social enterprise mark holders. And my ambition for the social enterprise mark is that it does become the leader in terms of setting the scene for what great social enterprise looks like, how we act every day, how we're happy to be tested as credible social enterprises in the UK and of course internationally as well. So I'd have an ambition that the social enterprise mark is a global brand, something that people recognise when they make purchasing decisions, when they choose to work for an organisation, or when they choose to work in partnership. So taking the ambassadors group forwards, I think that I can bring a range of skills and experience. I've had loads of exposure in terms of presentations over the years, quite a few of which have involved me presenting the social enterprise mark as a specific piece, so I'm well used to promoting the mark and what it stands for in certain audiences. I think the biggest thing for me though as an ambassador is to bring the cosmic story as a case study before different and new audiences, because I think the strength of the mark is it's the old analogy, the proof of the pudding, and for me that is the cosmic story and why the social enterprise mark has increasingly played an important role for us. And that's the message that I'd like to be able to bring. And as I say, I think the opportunity that the new ambassadors group brings is that I could share that with different audiences and with new audiences in different areas. I think that also I'm able to bring with me a range of my involvement in different networks and be able to embed into those networks an understanding of other social enterprise mark ambassadors' stories. So as we get together as a group and begin to learn more about each other and our organisations, I'll be able to speak with confidence about the other organisations around the country who are proud holders of the mark and why they use it and why it's important to them. So I think sharing each other's stories is a big part of this for me. I think that building the reputation of the mark at this moment is so very, very important. For a number of years now, we've seen the mark being questioned and challenged in many different quarters, including from others in the social enterprise sector, and that continues to happen. And for me, what I'm really proud of from the mark team is that everybody stood up against those challenges and continued with the same strategic line, which is how important the mark is, how it is the only credible process that social enterprise mark holders have been through, and therefore that we can stand up to the robustness of challenges and be proud of our status as mark holders. So I think collectively we need to be confident in that position and build from there going forwards. I think in terms of resources that we could benefit from as ambassadors that will help us to do the work going forward, I think basic things occur to me, like shared slide sets. So a set of resources that enable us, you know, at very short notice sometimes, to be able to go to a resource centre online and draw down the latest set of slides that we can just either use in their own right but also plant into something broader that we're intending to use, and to work with the social enterprise mark team on the very key messages that we should be including every time we're given the opportunity to present. Equally, I think that for some audiences handouts will be important, so we have some collateral, printed collateral to take out to events. And I think obviously the use of the website and social media, that we continue to look at new ways of using those platforms for the social enterprise mark and its promotion, and that we engage in the use of those social media platforms as ambassadors and understand things like, if we're going to accept a certain protocol around hashtags on Twitter, that we're all using those sorts of devices and we're doing so consistently and proudly, regularly, putting news out into the space. So those are just a few ideas as a starting point, I guess, around what resources we would benefit from. In terms of taking the ambassador role forward, I'm really keen to get going on this one. So I have ideas already about how I can push myself into new networks with the help of the social enterprise mark team, but also there are a huge range of existing networks and audiences that I speak with regularly, but it's reminding me I probably haven't spoken to them enough at the moment about the mark specifically and why it's important. So my involvement here in the heart of the Southwest in the local enterprise partnership, the LEP, is one audience that I think I could target fairly swiftly. I'm also an advisory board member on Devon and Cornwall Business Council, and that gives me the opportunity to speak to a whole new and different audience. And again, I probably haven't done enough with the social enterprise mark in mind. We have an opportunity to speak at a big event down here on the 8th of March, so it's already in my mind to take some immediate actions with this role in mind. But also, as I say, to think about other audience that I might be invited to speak to. I'm regularly speaking at both Plymouth University and Exeter University in their business school at the moment, and so I will add slides into there that speak specifically about the mark and its value, because again there are people that turn up in the business school environment whose interest is in marketing more generally, and they need to understand why the mark is at the core of our marketing strategy here. So I think there are a range of audiences that I can identify already, and I look forward to hearing from other ambassadors about their ideas of how we move this forward. And I look forward to working with you all.